Okay, so have you heard the theory that when we are really obsessed with somebody, a specific person, to be our special someone, it's not because we want the person, but it's because we love who we see ourselves becoming when we're with them? Interesting thought, eh? So I heard this from another manifestation coach out there the other day while I was scrolling, and it was like a light bulb exploded in my brain. It's like, yeah, I think he's onto something. So I don't talk about this a lot because I don't necessarily fully understand it, and when I don't fully understand something, I don't want to talk about it because I can't explain it. But I definitely have some sort of soul tie going on to a specific person. And I have done everything in my power to try to release the connection, because I can tell that they're either undecided or they don't want it, right? So out of respect for them, I've done everything I possibly can to kind of like separate myself from it, because, well, I mean, I'm willing to go with the flow, right? That's kind of the whole point of my journey, is to accept who I am, embrace everything about me, learn to love myself completely, and then just go with the flow. So that's what I'm trying to do. But I don't know how soul ties totally work, okay? Because no matter how many times I try to let it go, it's there. So obviously they're still undecided, or there's still something that has to be learned there for me that I haven't quite figured out yet. Either way, we'll figure that out later. But in one of my experiments to try to release the soul tie, I would imagine myself with different people as a partner, like a romantic partner, and, you know, try to embrace different energies or ideas or concepts, you know what I mean? Like just kind of playing in my head, like, well, what would happen if this happened? Or what would I do if that happened? Trying to imagine all these different things to kind of, you know, snap my head out of it. Well, interestingly, even though I could imagine meeting other people that I really admire and respected and possibly even could build a romantic relationship with, it was true. When I really stopped to think about it, every time I imagined myself with somebody different, the version of me with that person would change to somebody different. And the reason why this one soul tie is so stuck in my brain is because the version of me with that person is the one I love the most. I really do. And here's the funny part, is that the soul tie, as much as I feel like I know the person energetically, and even on like a historical way, if you want to think linear, I think there's a lot of, you know, parallels, correlations in our experiences over life. And I do feel like to a point I know them quite well. I don't actually know them. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't hang out every day right now. We haven't even talked for years, literally, like not actually conversed openly and honestly. So I can't even say I really know them. But the energy in which I become when I see myself with that person is the energy that feels right to me. Do you know what I mean? I don't actually need them to become that energy, but it made it so clear to me that that is what we're doing as people when we're imagining ourselves in a relationship, whether it's friendship, romantic, it doesn't matter. The reason why some ideas of certain people are more attractive than others is because of who we become when we're with them. It's the, you know, that co-creation that we make as human beings when our energies come together. Because we don't just co-create with Source, we co-create with each other too. Because even though you are not technically in my reality, you're just projecting into it, just like I'm projecting into yours, and you only see what you can see from me based on your beliefs, and I can only see of you based on my beliefs. My energy will still affect you. It'll still have that ripple effect into your life, into your beliefs, into your choices, and our ideas. When we share them, right, we co-create. So it's quite magical the way we're all connected that way. Anyways, I just thought I'd share that because that was an experiment that I didn't even do quite intentionally. I did it with the alternate purpose of becoming more free in myself. And I do this a lot, actually, with a lot of scenarios. I'll imagine different versions of a scenario with different people, different outcomes, just to kind of gauge my emotional reactions to things, like how my body will respond. Because if I can feel myself getting anxious or upset or shy or nervous, I still have a lot of shy and nervousness to work out. I think that's normal for a lot of us until we really truly start to feel confident in who we are and accept that there is no real right, wrong, bad, good. They're all just man-made concepts that we feel like we have to comply to in order to meet societal norms and appear normal. But none of us are normal, just more masked than others, some of us. Okay. Anyways, away from my personal opinions, and back to this whole experiment thing. If you find yourself obsessing over somebody, but logically in your brain, it's like, okay, but reality of it is this person's not calling me. This person's showing no interest in actually being with me. I don't even know if we're going to ever see each other again. And logically, there's no real reason for you to be with them. You don't have kids with them. You don't have any shared common interest, maybe. I don't know. You just don't have a real logical reason to pursue them, but yet you're obsessed with them. Take a minute to compare an imaginary future with that person and then with another person that maybe you just find physically attractive, or maybe you just find them funny, or you're comfortable with them even. Just try to imagine who you are with that person versus that person and try to see the differences. And then once you realize the type of energy that it is who you really love about yourself when you're with the person that you're obsessed with, that's the energy you want to become, right? You don't need the person to become that. You just have to start doing the things you would do if you were with them. And you're like, oh, but I can't. I was going to cuddle them. I can't cuddle them. No, but you can totally get yourself all comfy on the couch with snacks and, you know what I mean? You can do other things for yourself. You don't have to have a person. Yes, I know it's not the same, but there is ways to give yourself comfort. You don't need another person. Just keep that in mind. Anyways, I just thought that was really interesting. I thought I'd share it. I'm going to go now. You guys have a great day. My phone's going to die, so I have to plug it in. Okay, bye.